Hi, legal writing students. We're back here with an introduction to researching cases. We're going to cover what's in pages 17 to 23. We're going to cover that over the next couple videos, really, pages 17 to 23 of your legal research workbook. In this short video, we're going to talk about what is in a case, what are case reporters, and some methods of finding cases on point. Okay, so here's a case as it appears on Westlaw Next. You'll see some preliminary information at the beginning. You'll see a citation, the name of the case, etc. The first thing you're going to see is a synopsis and some summary information that Westlaw put there. Lexis, the same thing. You'll see some summary information. That's just sort of a aid to help you. It's not written by the court. You will see headnotes both in Lexis and Westlaw. Again, these are not written by the court. They are written by Westlaw or Lexis, and they are a research aid. Do not cite them. Use them as a summary of the holdings of the case. Use them as a finding aid to find more cases on point, and we're going to discuss how to do that later, but do not cite the headnotes. All right, the syllabus, if there is one, and there is one in this case. It's a United States Supreme Court case, so there's usually a syllabus. The syllabus is written by the court. However, it's not considered precedential, at least in the case of United States Supreme Court cases, it's not considered precedential authority. What's in the opinion is what prevails, and that's what you should cite. So finally, when you scroll down, you're going to get to the opinion here is actually written by the judge. It's also worth mentioning, I think, that not all cases have an opinion written by the judge at all. Some cases, usually state court, such as Ohio trial court cases, they might just have a judgment entry saying which party prevailed, how much money the plaintiff was awarded, or if the court finds in favor of the defendant, and there's no real explanation as to why the court decided how it did. But sometimes even trial court level cases do write opinions. When you get to the appellate level, there's usually always a written opinion of some kind. Case citations. First you have your case name, then the first number is the volume number, because this was all started in books, so it's the volume number of the book, the name of the reporter, in this case U.S., the page number the case starts on, and the year the case was decided. So when I talk about a reporter, what am I talking about? I'm talking about a series of books is a reporter. For example, here's the United States report, and we see here volume 550, which our Twombly case was in. Other United States Supreme Court reporters, and I'm just telling you this so when you see these abbreviations, you have an understanding of what they mean. Nowadays, in an electronic system, it doesn't really mean as much as it used to, because you're not going to have to go to the shelf and look at the United States Reporter or look at Lawyer's Edition and pull that particular one. So, okay, so you have your United States Reports, abbreviated U.S., Supreme Court Reporter, which is published by Westlaw, that's abbreviated SCT, and Lawyer's Edition, LED second. Federal reporters for your appellate level cases, your intermediate appellate courts, your circuit courts, that's called the federal reporter. You'll see that cited as, like we have here, 37 Fed Third. 300 would be the third series of those federal reporters. By third series, I just mean there was a first series that originally came out, then the publisher decided there were too many books in that, so they moved on to a second series, then they finally published a third series, 3D. The district court level cases, your trial court level cases, those are going to be published in the federal supplement. So those are abbreviated FSUP or FSUP second. For Ohio, the Ohio Supreme Court cases are in the Ohio State Reports, Ohio State Second, and Ohio State Third. There's various regional reporters. If you refer to your legal research workbook, there's a whole chart of them. I just show the map here, and you'll see them often abbreviated as like P for Pacific, Pacific Second Series. Northeast is the reporter that Ohio is in, so you might see Northeast, Northeast Second, Northeast Third, etc. There's your Ohio official reports again. The Ohio appellate reports you will see as Ohio App something or other, Ohio appellate first, second, and third. And there's also Ohio miscellaneous reports, which has some trial court cases, court of claims, etc. I'm just going to mention here the methods of finding cases on point, and then the subsequent videos are going to actually show you how you can do this. The first method we actually saw in our previous video about annotated statutes. You can find cases on point that have to do with a statute by looking in your annotated statute and seeing those case summaries, notes of decisions as they were called. Another method for finding cases on point, we talked about in an earlier video natural language searching and terms and connector searching. Well, this is the point where you've composed your natural language search, you've composed your terms and connectors search, and you put it into Lexis and Westlaw, and you can use that to find cases on point. Another thing you can use is called headnotes and digests. That's going to be talked about in a later video. And you can also use secondary sources to find your case law on point. Okay, and as I alluded to, the next video is going to talk about how to find cases using Lexis and Westlaw.